and hello everyone. As Tom said, I've been on the Stuttering community now for about 10 years. I've met one or two of the folk that's been on these groups. And at first, around about age 50, 52, 53, I went on the groups just to find out about myself. It was my own personal journey that I was wanting to find out regarding my speech and how I was feeling regarding my journey, my life as a young child growing up with a stutter, etc. And it was a minefield. I genuinely went in thinking that I was going to get help, support, guidance and all that. And I've met so many nice, wonderful folk like Michael O'Shea. He opened my eyes to my own journey. A woman called Dory Holt as well. I read her book, Voiced Unearthed. And all of these things opened my eyes. And now I found a group that really they get me, I get them. There's such a wonderful, powerful group. There's not a lot of things that go on regarding techniques, or you should join this program, you should join that program. It's all about support, empathy, confidence, as the name goes. And it's helped me so much find not only myself through my speech, but find myself through my emotional journey. The support and the guidance and the help, the friendship. It's absolutely wonderful to have friends that you can call on when days aren't so bad, aren't so good. And that goes for speech and your own emotional journey as well. It's a friendship group. It's more than just a stuttering group. Are you wanting me to carry on?
Oh, man. Carry on, Arthur, because like you need to take over the session on behalf of the Arthur, or not Arthur.
Okay, Michael, I shall do that. One of the things about the group, there's an absolutely wonderful person that runs the group. Her name is Lewis Cookie Green, and she is one of life's fantastic people that each and every day she motivates the group to be themselves. There's a lot of folk that go in the group and they leave videos and they leave their own personal journey and all that. And that's what it's all about. It's finding yourself, finding who you are, your character, your personality, coming out of your comfort zone. We all know how debilitating a stutter can be. But when you're in a safe place, when you're in a comfort zone where there's no judgment, that is when your life can change. And that is when your confidence can soar. And you speak to folk like Stephen Yabara, Jacqueline DeBow, Michael O'Shea, Martina. There's so many. And it's a shame because I'll probably forget names that I should have mentioned. But these are folk that are given their support free of charge, their time free. There's no dictating this worked for me, that didn't work for me. It's all about a family-orientated group. And that is what brings joy to my life. I know that I've came to the end of my stuttering journey. I'm at peace with who I am. But I want to give something back. And I can give something back in such a wonderful group as From Stuttering to Confidence.
Michael O'Shea, tell us a bit about your own journey and all the people you've helped in your time with the British, or the BSA, the British Stuttering Association, and so on.
Yes, thank you, Michael. I sort of, like I said before, I joined the Stuttering community and I got to know the British Stammering Association. I got to go to the conference in 2014 where I met yourself. Lovely meeting yourself. I've even still got your signed book. All of these lovely things. I've journeyed through my own internal beliefs that I wasn't good enough when I was a child growing up regarding my speech, and meeting others on that same journey. It's all about different personalities and characters. There's some folk that really carry the world on their shoulders, and they need to learn to accept themselves, whether we stutter or not. Until you accept yourself through self-love, through the person that you are, looking in that mirror and thinking to yourself that you're a good person, that is definitely the way to go. When I was young, my mum and dad probably didn't know how to react to a person who had a speech disfluency. And they used to say things like, "Spit it out, Arthur, not just now." That did nothing for my confidence. That did absolutely nothing for the way that I was going to face my journey regarding my speech. Going to school, schools didn't have a clue how to interact with someone who had a speech disfluency. In fact, they probably made it worse because they laughed at me. Now, I was a young lad. I should have been looking forward to going to school. They say that school is the best days of your life. But when you've got a speech disfluency, the first thing in the morning you waking up to is, I hope my speech is fluent. Of course it isn't, but you're going into a classroom where everybody's interacting and you're absolutely petrified because you might get asked a question in front of everybody else. That is no way to live your life as a young boy, and it develops insecurities as you grow up into your teen years, your 20s, your 30s. And we need to find a way, with the help of Dory Holt, who wrote that book, Voice on Earth, and Michael O'Shea, Tom, yourself, Bob. We need to find a way that we can help others coming through to make sure that our negativity back then doesn't carry on. We need to break that cycle. Somehow we need to learn speech therapists that there's a lot more psychological stuff goes on in our head than trying to control our speech. We need to find a way that the internal stuff that we feel, we don't want to discuss our speech, but we need to find a way for school kids to think it's okay to go to someone to say, look, this speech disfluency that I've got is causing a lot of pain in my life. I need to really have advice, help, support to find a way, a better way of getting my thoughts out there and making sure that I don't grow up to be insecure. Because I was that boy. I grew up to be insecure. I'm now at peace with myself. I'm at peace with my speech. And life's good. But I just don't want that to happen to anybody else as they're growing up. And there's a lot of groups out there, like Michael says, the BSA, British Stammering Association. I've kind of told them, well, not told, but I've asked them to go online, because online is where it's at. Social media is where it's at. We need to get this program the way that Cookie Green has got this wonderful support group. We need to get this into schools. We need to get this into universities. We need to get the public knowing that there's a place that if a child goes to school and they have a speech disfluency, then the teachers can go onto that group and ask questions that would be relevant to that child at that age, at that time of their life. And that would make that child's life a lot better. Not to mock that child, not to laugh at that child. Teachers in schools need to find a better way of coming onto these groups, like Cookie's group, and making sure they can ask the questions. because Cookie's there, I'm there, Stephen's there. There's a lot of folk that are there that are willing to put in their time to give the feedback that the schools and children and parents of children who have a speech disfluency, that we can add our input into their lives and try and make it a little bit better than it was for ourselves.
Were you taking questions now?
Yes.
Oh, there's a
Tom. Yes, no worries at all. Thank you.
Is a raised hand. Kuno?
Yeah, Arthur, was there a certain kind of moment or thing that happened that helped where you can recall like gaining that inner peace and full acceptance that you talked about? Was there like a certain kind of time in your life where experience you remember that happening?
Yes, definitely. In 2014, when I went to my first BSA conference, I met Michael O'Shea there. But on the last day of that conference, there was an open mic, and I stood on that open mic, and first time in my entire life, I admitted that I had a stutter. And that changed my whole entire life. The tears were streaming down my cheeks. And I admitted to Arthur Young, Arthur, you've got a stutter. I spent my whole life trying to avoid admitting to myself that I stuttered. I think if everybody knows the shame that's attached to anybody that's got a speech disfluency, anybody that finds it difficult saying their name. You're going into that world outside, and you're crossing streets to avoid people that you know, because you don't want to have a conversation, because you know that this speech disfluency is eating away at you like a disease. And that is not right for any child to go through that. I know that my younger self would be proud of me just now, but I should have been thinking these thoughts back then. And now I'm at peace. I'm determined to give something back, to try and say, well, this is how Arthur Young coped with self-acceptance, self-love. And that is, to me, is the best solution for Arthur Young. It might not be the best for everybody else, but it's certainly worked for me, because I know inside that I'm doing my best. And that's all we can ever do, is our best.
Michael O'Shea, Arthur, it must have been a big step up in confidence for you when you became captain of your local golf club.
Michael, that was a game changer as well. I was asked to do it, and I went home and I said, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And whether it's the vibration of the universe or that, and I just says to myself, you are going to do this. Whether you're going to make an you know, for want of a better word, an arse of yourself, you're going to do this for yourself, for Arthur Young. You're going to do it. And Michael, like you says, I done it. I was petrified some of the times, but sometimes I came out the room where I'd done a speech, and I was so proud of myself. And that self-love just manifests itself each and every day now. I work with older clients just now, and I'm giving them back what Arthur Young's learned as well. So it's kind of like, it's like karma's come around. Okay, I didn't have a good time as a young kid, but I'm going to try and give something back just now.
So, Arthur, how has the social community, say on Facebook, changed over the years? You've been around these social groups for years. Have they changed?
Tom, that's a great sort of question. And the last thing I want to be is negative on these groups. I came into these groups, and I think once you've got a personality and a character that finds his voice, then you want to say out loud how you feel. And I was arguing with every second and third person on these groups because they were telling me what to do, what not to do. And it was like a red flag to a bull. And I just thought to myself, no, this is not right. So it was kind of, I went to these programs. I went to the Maguire program. I didn't join, but I went to the Maguire program. I didn't get a good aura from it, to tell you the truth. I'm being totally blunt here. I kind of was thinking of going to StutterFest and all that. But the folk that I've spoken to regarding these groups, I think that they've got this aura where you must do this. This is the way you've got to breathe. This is the way you've got to do this. And the likes of that other woman says, we've all got different characters and personalities that deal with our speech differently. What works for one might not work for another. We hear that all the time. It's just that I feel as though that once you find yourself, this is what it's all about. I know that there's speech therapy, and I know there's a lot of things that happen. But once you find yourself and who you are, who you really are, underneath, take the layers away, find out who you are, and then your speech, you will never be cured. I still stutter, but you will find peace. And as soon as you find that peace, your fluency will come.
Arthur, this is Michael Ferris. Thanks. So I'm not all that familiar with the community. It sounds like a great place, and I'm going to be joining, and I'd like to be a part of that inclusive, open community where people can help each other and not judge or prescribe, just to be supportive. I joined the Facebook Stuttering support community. I posted a video of a before and after. I coach people. I'm a 45-year severe stutterer, and I learned to stop stuttering 5 years ago. And I now coach people, and I posted a video of a before and after of a very severe stutterer, and then him afterward. And I was told, I was banned from I was suspended from the group for providing false hope, which is not inclusive of, I think that we don't say, hey, it's this, it's that, or you can do anything you want to do. We're all different, and but there's options for you. And if people would like to have an open mind to explore options, do you allow that in your group, or is it an acceptive support group only, like the Facebook Stuttering support, which doesn't allow people to bring alternative or hope?
Michael, that's a great sort of quick question. I believe that I know that groups and therapists and all that, they need to make money. It's all about trying to keep the wool from the door. So you've got to make money. But my belief is we shouldn't try and make money out of folk that have got speech disfluency. It's kind of like we're thriving on their insecurities. We're saying that this program can work, and next minute they've got to they've got to get into financial difficulty to try and pay for that group. And if it doesn't work, I've never once heard of a group yet that gives the money back when their program doesn't work.
So Arthur, I respectfully disagree. I was an executive with BP, Shell, DHL, Waste Management, had an executive career. I gave it up so I could coach people, because I empathize after stuttering severely for 45 years myself. I can help people. So I have a non-for-profit, but I can't do it for free. So if I'm free, then I got to go back to do my other job. People who come to me who are economically deprived or they can't afford, I coach them for free. And if they're not satisfied, I give them back their money. So full guarantee, if you're not happy, give you back your money. So, but people say, well, if you're non-for-profit, you should do it for free. Well, hospitals are non-for-profit, and they still charge me because they have to provide service. So for me to actually make this my full-time job, there has to be some minimal, like you can buy my book for $9. So it's not a lot of money, but to say it should all be for free, then I have to stop. And I'm helping dozens and turning to hundreds of people to stop stuttering. And I'm still losing money, but to say you can't charge, I think that's unfair.
Well, Michael, I again have to disagree. There's people like Tom, there's people like Michael Shea, there's people like Cookie Green, people like myself. We still work, but we still put in the effort, free of charge, into the group to help folk and support them.
And I think that is commendable for those that have the wherewithal to do that. I think that's great. You know, but to say that only free services, speech therapy is not free either. People have to make a living. So you want to help people. There should be different avenues. It shouldn't be, hey, there's only one way and it's a free way. If it's not free, you know, don't consider it. So I agree. That is one of the avenues, and it's commendable. But to say that's the only avenue that's acceptable, I think that is not inclusive, and it's not actually allowing a full conversation of all that.
This is a great topic, because the topic really is that I keep hearing is who should be allowed to post in a Facebook group. Should there be censorship if the admins feel that someone is promoting a program? Now,
I just promoted
the way that we run the WSN is there is no censorship. Everyone has complete freedom of speech. And so if anyone wants to promote a program, to promote a concept, even a paid service, I have no problem with people posting it in the WSN. Now, with that being said, you know, be prepared to have a conversation, or dissect the program, or look at all the different concepts. And then the people that don't want to take part in a you know, kind of a deep dive conversation about their program, those typically don't stay in the group. But as far as anyone allowed posting, I think that we need to have trust in the judgment of the people that are in the group, and not deciding for them what is best for their personal management style. Let them decide for themselves. But as more or less guardians of that group, we want to make sure that we lay it all out. We want to make sure that there isn't any that there's anything that's not really transparent. We want to make sure it's fully transparent, and then we let people decide for themselves. I'm totally against just seeing a post and deleting it.
Yes, censorship.
You know, making that decision for the group.
Right. Thank you, Tom.
So,
and Arthur, thank you for the conversation.
Deal with it in the WSN.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Okay.
It's good to have dialogue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Okay. We've got some questions for you, Arthur. We've got Alex Lee has had his hand up for quite
Alex, nice to meet you.
Alex sends me a message every day and wishes me a happy day. He makes my day every single day. What a great guy. Alex, great to see your smile. What is your question, sir?
Deals. Indeed.
Alex, I know that you were really trying there, but I'm really sorry I couldn't make out what you were saying, and I'm not being rude. I couldn't make out what you were saying. So, Tom, if you can let me know.
Okay. I've got kind of funky reception here in the hotel.
Okay.
So it might even be better if you put that in the chat, Alex, and then I'll be able to read it. I can't. There's reception somewhere. So while he's doing that, I'll tell you that Alex posts a daily video on many of the social platforms. Just the raw courage that takes is incredible. I think that is a great practice for you to keep doing every day. These videos, they're great.
And he always does it with a smile on his face.
He does. Because we are here for you. We're here for you. Alex is a champ. Okay. Hey, so Emmanuel, Alex is a champ. All right. Okay, so if you have a question, Alex, if you want to type it just because of the reception, I don't know if you can hear me or not. That would be great. Why don't we take the next question? And I see that Israel Friedman.
Yeah.
I know that I'm saying that incorrectly.
No, it's actually Friedman, but I always said Friedman because I didn't want people to think I had two speech impediments. When I had one.
Okay. What is your question, sir?
Arthur, I loved your presentation, and I think what you guys do is amazing. How often do you guys meet? Like when and stuff like that?
Every sort of day, more or less online. Everybody leaves a video. There's folk that come on each and every day, but we would pray and hope that others come on, but they're maybe not at the right part of their journey just yet. But I feel as though that if we didn't have social media, we would still be in that kind of sad place where we couldn't communicate with anybody. And now this opens up so many doors. And if we've got a safe group, a support group, like Tom had says, we've got to be very sort of wary of folk coming in and trying to, more or less, trying to manipulate folk and make money out of them. I always say, is it scientifically proven, this therapy that you're going to use, or have you got scientific proof? But sorry.
It's a great question.
Do you guys have a weekly group that meets, or it's only on Facebook?
Facebook. It's only on Facebook, but saying that, you would never believe the amount of friendships I've made through that group. And I speak to some of these about external things rather than speech. So we've made friendships. So that's one of the things that I love about the group. It's more of a family-oriented group.
Yeah, Arthur, just to touch back on the point of charging. I know that some camps cost money. It costs money, but they're really valuable. They really do help people. So just to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, well, if there's now, like camps, if people can't afford what I coach them for free. And I have gone to multiple universities asking for study support, but this acceptance camp, that people don't even want to fund a study. My personal experience of coaching over 100 people to stop stuttering, almost 80% have stopped stuttering. That's my personal experience. Myself as well. I have a journey and I want to share it because I think it can help people. But the forums don't allow it. Well, you charge $1. It's not for profit. I mean, so this whole money part, saying, well, if there's $1, camps cost money too, and we don't throw them out. Speech therapists cost money. You have to make a living, and they're helping people. It's viable. So just saying that anyone who charges is automatically out of the conversation, and we're going to censor them. Is not doing service to our stuttering community.
I sort of never said that.
Okay. Well, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, I'm sort of wary and all that. What you should do, Michael, and here's an example of what you should do. Find someone like Alex Lee, the before and the after your program. That will sell your program more than anything.
Arthur, that's a great idea. I have gone to the board member.
So sorry to jump in, but we need to start wrapping up this.
Okay. I'm taking volunteers to coach for free. And the only thing I ask is to share your outcomes with the communities. I'll coach any board member, SLP, come to me. I'll coach you for free.
We're in the process of wrapping this one up, Michael. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any final thoughts for us, Arthur?
I believe that our emotional journey, Tom, and you're an absolutely fantastic person that helps this community so much. And we are so lucky to have people like yourself, Michael O'Shea, Cookie Green. And it warms my heart that we are good folk trying to give something back into the community. And that is where our self-love goes. And it's a vibration through our support group that we can really engage with folk and let them know that self-love is so much more important in life than worry about our speech disfluency. Self-love is, for me, is definitely, I look in the mirror each and every day and I love that person looking back at me.
Got the comment from Alex Lee. I have been stuttering a long time, and we are stuttering family. We support each other and care for each other. Alex, what a beautiful thought. Thank you so much. I mean, you are living proof of that. You, as I said, I get a message from you every day wishing me a happy day, the high point of my day. You take the time to actually do that. Thank you. Your video messages to everyone are inspiring. You keep that up because we need you.